Hello everyone, I am Dr. Supranadhar, and in this presentation I will talk about the characteristics of culture in greater detail. So let me start with my slideshow. Characteristics of culture. So firstly it is said that culture is learned. A child born in the Philippines but was brought up to the United States after birth may not develop traits characteristics of Filipino. So it is said that as culture is learned, whatever the child has learned during the process of socialization, he will just carry with it. The next slide is culture is shared. The idea that marriage involves only one man and one woman is cultural in our society. So, this is an example which shows that culture is shared. Number three, culture is cumulative. Each culture has worked out solutions to the basic problems of life, which it then passes on to its children. So, as like a cumulative record, that means a record which contains a mark, culture has a characteristic of being cumulative. So, it works out on solution and then passes on it to its children or to the next generation. Culture changes. So, all cultural knowledge does not perpetually accumulate. At the same time that new cultural traits are added, some old ones are lost because they are no longer useful. So, uh, when we talk about culture, it is not only about accumulation or carrying everything from the older generation, but at the same time, it is also seen and it is also learned that around the societies, culture has changed. When certain values and when certain things are felt that it is no longer needed, those ideas, values are being replaced by the new values of that particular culture. Culture is ideational. Culture is an ideal pattern of behavior which the members are expected to follow. So, all the members of a particular society, all the members of a particular community are expected that they should follow the culture of the community to which they belong. So, so as every culture has their own ideologies, it is expected from the members of the society that whatever values are there in my community, in my culture, that should be carried out by me properly. Culture is diverse. The sum total of human culture consists of a great many separate cultures, each if them different. Culture as a whole is a system with many manually interdependent parts. So, uh, it says that culture is diverse, means the sum total of human culture consists of separate parts, each of them is different. So, culture is different, and when we look into the different societies around the world, we very nicely get the idea that how culture is diverse. Culture is dynamic. No culture is ever in a permanent state. It is constantly changing because new ideas and new techniques are added and old ones are constantly modified and discarded. So, culture changes. A similar type of slide has also been shared before this one. So you can understand that if culture changes, culture can also be regarded as dynamic. Culture gives us a range of permissible behavior patterns. Each culture allows a range of ways in which men can be man and woman can be woman. Culture also tells us how different activities should be conducted, such as how one should act as a husband, wife, parent, child, etc. So, uh, as it is said that culture is learned. So when we look into this light, that culture gives us a range of permissible behavior patterns, we can very nicely say that uh, our own respective cultures to which we belong to teaches us how we should present ourselves irrespective of our gender. If one is a man, they should follow the culture, they should follow the traits of that particular culture of a man. At the same time, it is said that the same is applicable also for women. So this is what this slide is talking about. So this was the last point, dear students. So I believe you have got some idea regarding the characteristics of culture. In the last slide on the characteristics of culture, I will just give a brief idea regarding how this characteristics of culture is applicable in the different cultures around the society. Thank you.